Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Always ready for a good deep dive.
Awesome. So this week, we're going deep into Andrew Kagan's Random Technical News You Can Possibly Use newsletter, specifically the one from November 29th.
Oh, yeah, this one's packed. Lots to unpack here.
Right. It covers everything from Azure and Microsoft 365 all the way to industry trends.
Always a good mix with Andrew's newsletters. Keeps you on your toes.
Definitely. And one thing that immediately grabbed my attention, I got to say, was this headline. Where are the keys in passkeys?
Ah, yes, the passkey puzzle. It's a good one to start with. Really gets you thinking.
It does. Yeah, sounds like a riddle almost.
Ah.
So passkeys, are we talking about one master key to rule all our digital accounts?
Well, not exactly a master key, but in a way, yeah, it simplifies things while making them way more secure. Think of it this way. Instead of creating and, trying to remember a bunch of passwords, your device, your phone, or computer, it actually generates a unique digital key pair for each website.
Okay, so two keys, not one. One for me, one for the website.
Exactly. One stays private, super secure, locked on your device. The other's public, shared with the website. It's all based on, public key cryptography. Makes it almost impossible to hack.
Sounds way more secure than, well, my usual strategy of just tacking on 123 to every password. But I'm curious. So let's say I'm logging into, I don't know, my bank's website. How would that actually work with these passkeys?
Simple. Instead of typing in a password, you'd use your device to authenticate.
Okay, so like a fingerprint scan or Face ID.
Yep, something like that. Then your device uses that private key, the one we talked about, to prove your identity to the website. No more remembering complex passwords, no more worrying about them being stolen in a data breach.
That's pretty slick. And it seems like, flipping through the rest of this newsletter, Microsoft is really making security a top priority across the board, especially with Azure.
Oh, absolutely.
Saw some stuff about Defender for Identity, for Entra Connect, new design blueprints. What's the overarching theme there?
It's all about a more secure cloud environment, really.
Makes sense.
Yeah, all those Azure updates, especially around the Ignite conference, they're about enhancing security and giving developers better design frameworks. Think of it as like reinforcing the walls of your digital castle and making sure the blueprints are top-notch.
Solid analogy. Building Fort Knox in the cloud, huh? And speaking of building, the Microsoft 365 updates seem to be all about empowering users to build their own automated workflows with AI.
Oh, for sure.
This whole thing with Entra app registrations via CLI and Copilot agents sounds pretty powerful, right?
It's like Microsoft is handing you a set of high-tech Lego blocks, You can build some amazing stuff. And Copilot, especially with these new features, it's not just about helping you with little tasks anymore. It's becoming this super intelligent assistant that can manage whole workflows, automating all those tedious, repetitive things you probably hate doing.
Oh, tell me about it. Imagine if Copilot could just handle all my expense reports every month.
Right. Think of all the time you'd save.
I'd be living the dream.
Yeah.
This whole AI-powered automation thing, it's popping up everywhere. Power Platform, Dynamics 365. I even saw this headline about intelligent apps.
Yeah, it's the future, and it's happening now.
Sounds futuristic, for sure. Is it really as cool as it sounds?
Even cooler, probably. We're talking about apps that can analyze mountains of data, learn from everything you do, even make decisions based on what they learn. It's mind-blowing stuff. Imagine an app that could predict, which sales leads are most likely to close or, automatically tweak your marketing campaigns in real time based on how customers are behaving.
Wow. That's next-level stuff. And even Power BI is getting in on the AI action, it seems. There's a video mentioned in the newsletter about data marts. What are those exactly? And how do they fit into this whole data revolution thing?
Think of data marts like self-service kiosks for your data. They pull in complex data from a big data warehouse and organize it in a way that, anyone can understand and use. So instead of needing a data scientist to decode everything for you, you can just access the data you need and find the answers you're looking for right there in Power BI.
That's pretty empowering. Puts the power back in the user's hands. All right, let's switch gears for a bit. Dive into the world of DevOps and SRE. Andrew mentioned platform engineering in the newsletter. Is that the new hotness everyone's talking about?
It's more like the cool older sibling that everyone wants to hang out with.
I like that.
Yeah, it takes all the good stuff from DevOps and focuses on building these internal platforms that make developers' lives so much easier. Like a toolbox full of pre-built components and automated processes that streamline everything. Development, deployment, the whole shebang. It's all about making things efficient and collaborative.
So does that mean Docker's on its way out? Is
Yeah.
WebAssembly or WASM taking over.
It's not really about replacing one with the other. It's more like having different tools for different jobs. WASM is fantastic for portability and security, but Docker might be a better fit for other situations. Really depends on the specific application you're building.
Choice is always good, right? And speaking of options, I saw something called Llama OCR that caught my eye. What's that all about? Is it like having a super-powered AI assistant that can read anything?
You got it. Llama OCR uses AI for super accurate optical character recognition. Basically, it can extract text from images and documents, even handwritten stuff, with amazing accuracy. Imagine scanning a handwritten document and boom, it's instantly converted to editable text.
That's incredible. I mean, that would save me so much time typing things up. It really does seem like AI is everywhere in tech these days, and Azure's right there leading the charge, right?
Absolutely. Azure's investing a ton in specialized databases that are fine-tuned for AI workloads. It's not just about storing data anymore. It's about making that data instantly accessible and usable for training and deploying AI models, like building a high-speed racetrack specifically for AI applications.
And that's something that matters to everyone, even if we're not data scientists ourselves, right?
Exactly. AI is no longer this abstract concept stuck in research labs. It's having a real impact on every industry, every aspect of our lives, really. From how we shop to how we get healthcare, everything is changing. Understanding these trends is key to navigating this fast-paced, ever-evolving world.
So staying on top of these advancements is more crucial than ever. And you can't talk about advancement without talking about security. It's a huge focus everywhere, from the Senate pushing for stricter cybersecurity in healthcare to Microsoft's response to that recent major outage.
What's really interesting about Microsoft's response, though, is their focus on transparency and accountability. They were incredibly open about what caused the outage and the steps they were taking to prevent it from happening again. That kind of openness is so important for building trust, especially in critical sectors like healthcare.
For sure. And speaking of learning and building trust, I really liked the section in Andrew's newsletter about learning AI the lazy way. Any tips for those of us who want to learn more about AI without feeling overwhelmed?
The key is to find resources that make learning fun and, easy to digest. Platforms like a Llama course are great for that. They offer hands-on practical training in specific AI skills, like building your own local AI applications, stuff like that. It's all about taking complex concepts, breaking them down into smaller pieces, and focusing on the practical applications.
That sounds much less daunting than I imagined. And for those looking to expand their skill set, the Platform Engineering Workshop seems like a valuable resource, especially with platform engineering becoming such a hot topic.
Oh yeah, definitely. That workshop can give you a solid understanding of what platform engineering is, how it works, and how it can impact organizations.
Right on. And lastly, I wanted to touch on that really inspiring story about GitHub's $1.25 million open source fund for security projects. It's great to see that kind of investment in the open source community.
It is. Open source software is so vital for driving innovation and security, and this fund is going to support developers working on crucial security projects. It shows that collaborative efforts are essential for tackling the big, complex challenges we face in cybersecurity.
Couldn't agree more. And to end on a truly awe-inspiring note, the research on artificial neural networks inspired by, get this, nature. It's absolutely fascinating. It feels like we're at the beginning of a whole new chapter in AI development.
We are. Researchers are studying how the brain works and using that knowledge to build more efficient, more powerful AI systems. It's incredible to see the potential of bio-inspired computing unfold.
It really makes you wonder where all of this is going, As we wrap up our deep dive today, what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from all this?
I'd say the key takeaway is this. Technology is evolving at an incredible speed, and it's affecting every single part of our lives. AI, cybersecurity, the way we work, everything's changing. Staying informed and embracing these changes, that's how we navigate the future successfully.
So to all our listeners out there, take a moment to think about how these incredible advancements might impact your work, your industry, even your personal life in the coming years. And definitely check out the show notes for links to all the amazing resources we talked about today. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive into the world of tech.